Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to today's webinar, iNELS Wireless Installation, Section 2. My name is Jeevak Matthew Varghese, and I'm the technical support at Elco EP. Today's webinar will run for about 45 minutes with 30 minutes of presentation and 10 minutes for questions at the end. So please submit your questions using the chat features as they come to your mind. But please know I will be waiting to answer all the questions until the end of the webinar. So this webinar is being recorded. So if you want to need to leave early, you will have this in your inbox later. Agenda. The webinar is about iNELS wireless installation. The webinar is focused mainly to beginners to know about our wireless system. The webinar will cover the product portfolio of wireless dimmer, its type and technical parameter. You will also get an idea about configuration, pairing, and functions, and the type of load connecting to the dimmer. At the end of the webinar, I will answer the questions. So if you are attending this series of webinar, I hope you can start your first wireless project from the scratch if you are a beginner as an outcome of these webinars. As I mentioned in the previous webinars, we are planning a series of webinars focusing on all product categories of our iNELS system, like wireless and wired solution, each product by product and its application. Stay tuned for upcoming webinars so you can also comment on the topic you record for upcoming section in the chat box. We can also consider that in the future webinar topic. So now let's get started. Before I jump into the dimming section or about the dimmer, I just want to do a recap of our previous webinars for those who miss the previous webinars. It is general about the wireless system mainly, so that you will get an idea. And then if you go to the dimming section, then it will be more easy for you. Why do we need to go with the wireless solution? What are the advantages? So as we all know that it is a very quick and easy solution. It is very easy installation. There is no need of you don't need much time for do the installation like the wired solution. Like you need to do the conduiting, you need to do the wiring, and then fixing. You don't need to do anything for this wireless. Just go install and then do the programming. So it is very flexible. No need of structural modification as you don't need cabling. And the wireless system is suitable for all type of building, like existing one and new one, and irrespective of whether it is small or large, it is applicable for all kind of building. And of course, this wireless system, which has many functions, will give you a more saving in kind of energy and in kind of a long-term investment, and it will give you more comfort. And of course, we have many safety features also. And all the wireless devices which are available in the iNELS system are keeping up with new trend. So you can do any kind of integration, and you will get all the new functions which is available in the market right now. And also with the latest trend like voice recognition, or also control using the voice with the latest feature like Alexa, Google Home, everything can be integrated with our wireless system. The communication between the component is wireless. That which I'm talking about is our iNELS wireless system, which is at 866 to 922 megahertz, and we have different kind of frequencies for all kind of countries, like 865 megahertz for India, 868 for Europe Union, Ukraine, Middle East, and 916 for Australia, New Zealand, America, and Israel. The signal range is up to 200 meter in free space, and it depends on the electrical installation, like the steel structure or anything in between will reduce the range. So the signal calculation is done comparing it in the free space. The communication is low energy and is reliably transfer small data packets. So transmission power is very minute, that is 24 microwatt. And the way of communication is mesh, duplex. We use the unique RFIO and RFIO2 protocol. Both are proprietary wireless protocol from Elco EP. RFIO2 is an extension of RFIO protocol and allows user to use newly introduced features such as it will repeat the signal, like each units will act as a signal repeater, so that you can use it for larger installation. And the new protocol is fully compatible with the old protocol, that is RFIO. And the main benefits of our wireless system is there is no fee or license, no overlapping of communication space with unaddressed command. Frequency use does not interfere with Wi-Fi or Bluetooth devices. Programming is not conditional, like you don't need any computer or heavy system or server for the programming. As I mentioned before, RFIO2 protocol each unit act as a repeater, so you will use it in a wider area. Also, we ensure the backward compatibility with all devices, and the firmware update can be done using the USB service device, that is RFAF. So these are the main advantage of our iNELS wireless system. So where we can do the installation, so we have a point-to-point kind of installation available, so you don't need any gateways, so it will work as a point-to-point devices. And we offer kits, like it is already pre-programmed, you can just plug and play it to your existing installation. You don't need any technical knowledge, electricians or anyone for this installation. And it can be used in connected homes, like using the gateway. You can do the integration for all kind of system in all kind of electrical installation, and you can use it in the building with combination of iNELS bus system and iNELS wireless system. So we can use it in all kind of building, and like smart flat, apartment, house, villas, and hotel retrofits. Everywhere you can use our system. How we can control the dimmers or actuator or iNELS components? So we have the glass panels like controllers, we have RF key, we have RF pilot, and you can always control it through the mobile application, which is available in the iOS and Google Play Store. Also, you can control it through the voice recognition system like Alexa, Google Home, or any system. So before I go to the dimming actuator specification technical parameters, I want to explain what kind of dimming loads is there and what kind of dimming loads can be connected to the iNELS dimmers. So maybe or many of you are aware about this dimming load. So I'm not explaining it in detail. So for those who don't know about these dimming loads, I'm just explaining a little basic. So as you know, in an AC circuit, we have active power, reactive power. So the active power, which is the power used by the loads in the circuit. So mainly resistive loads consume more active power. That is, resistive loads are components that offer pure resistance in the system. If a load is 100% resistive, it uses the entire amount of active power. So it takes all the power and uses it to create heat. So, and then thus generating the lights. So that is a kind of resistive load, and we have inductive load, capacitive load, and LED lights and ESL light, like fluorescent lights. So before you know about these system, we should know the active and reactive, and which type of load consume which type of energy or power. So reactive power is the power that flows back into the electric circuit when the direction changes. So inductive load consumes reactive power. Instead of dissipating power through heat, inductive load create electromagnetic field. So usually, halogen lamps and the electronic transformer for halogen lamps or LED lamps are kind of inductive and kind of capacitive. So capacitive load causes the current wave to lead the voltage wave. So this power factor of the capacitive load is leading and energy stored in the devices. So some LED lamps, the current limiter may be via series capacitor. So hence the some LED loads are capacitive in nature. So you should be aware about the load using in the dimmer, or you should be aware about the load before connecting it to the dimmer. So make sure that the load which you are connecting is dimmable. So LED lights, thus they are considered a type of resistive load because they mainly rely on active power, and they work when the driver inside the LED light converts the AC to DC to eliminate the diode. So LED lights are also often considered as resistive load. So I hope you are clear about the dimming loads like resistive, inductive, capacitive, LED, and ESL lamps. So this will be useful if you go into the further slide when I explain which kind of load you have to select in the dimmer. So let's go ahead. So our dimmers are of different type. We have box type dimmer, which can be flush mounted inside the box, and it can also be installed near to the light, or it can be installed in the above the ceiling near to the light, or we have a module based dimmer which can be installed in the uh, distribution box. So product identification, it is almost same as I explained in the previous webinar, like the switching actuator. So it is also same, the RFDEL, the name means radio frequency dimmer, that is universal, and 7 be the 7 function, and 1 means 1 channel, and B means box type. If it is module, it will be M, and SL means screwless type. So here you will see the input switch, which can be override or which can be controlled through the external switch. And here in this terminal, we are connecting the neutral line, and here the output is given like output to the light or load. And here you see the hexadecimal address, which is required if you need to control it via the mobile application or using to connect it to the gateway. And here you see the programming button where you see the status of the LED, and also this button is required for programming it with the wall controller or wall switch. So now I will talk about different kind of dimmer available in our system. So first we will talk about analog controller, that is 0 to 10 volt. The device with analog output is used to control device, illuminaries, thermal actuator, and thermal heads. So this analog controller can not only control lights, but also the thermo valves, which have 0 to 10 output, 0 to 10 volt output. So if you have any thermo valve or thermo controller in your installation, and if you need to control it through the mobile application, or through, you can also use this in our bus system to control the heating and cooling ventilation. This can be combined with detector controllers and iNELS RF control or system components, any other. The potential free analog output 0 to 10 volt, and the relay is 16 ampere. It can be paired with 6 light function and smooth increase and decrease with time setting of 2 seconds to 30 minutes. The analog controller may be controlled by up to 25 channels. That means you can connect 25 system components to one channel. Like you can connect sensor, you can connect 25 number of wall buttons, like glass button or plastic button, like that. So you can connect up to 25 system components to one channel. The programming button in the controller is used for manual control of the output. So with the programming button, you can test it whether the output relay is working function or not. Memory status can be preset in the event of a power failure. It will get a range up to 200 meter in open space. If the signal is insufficient, then the controller or you can use a repeater to extend the range. Since it is in RFIO2 protocol, uh, it will act as a repeater also. Communication between the system or the system component will be bidirectional, so you will get the status. So since it is a box type, you can do the installation in the ceiling or near to the light or inside the box, anywhere. Here it shows the connection, how you can connect it to the light or load. So for those LEDs which have LED ballast or LED driver, which has the 0 to 10 volt output, can be connected directly to the dimming actuator in the terminal here. It is out plus or minus, so 10 volt to the output and 0 to the negative. And then this is powered by line and neutral. We need 230 volt to power up the dimmer, and then the output is given to the or to the transformer. You can connect the line to the transformer to whether to switch on or switch off. So that is how we are controlling the 0 to 10 volt. In the next diagram, it is shown how to connect the thermo valve. So the output of the thermo valve, which has the function output which can be controlled through 0 to 10 volt, can be connected directly to the uh, analog controller, and thus you can control the valve. So next we will talk about the dimming actuator for RGB. So we have also not only the dimmer for normal light, we can also control RGB strips using our dimming actuator RFDA73M. The dimmer for LED strip is used for independent control of 3 single color or LED strips or 1 RGB, like red, blue, and green complete one. The expanded selection of control models enables it to combine with detectors, controllers, or system unit, which is available in the iNELS control. And the device with output signal 0 to 10 volt can be connected to this RFDA, and you can control the RGB lights, or you can control it through the potentiometer. The unit is 3 module and designed to install it in the switchboard. And the load which can be connected is 3 numbers of 5 ampere. You can either connect single color LED strip up to 7.2 watts. That means up to 8 meter. 3 single LED up to 8 meter can be connected individually. Or you can connect RGB strip up to 14 watts, which is about 10 meter, can be connected to the RFDA. Also, this RGB LED strip can be paired with 6 different functions. That function I will explain in a later section. The dimmer can be controlled up to 32 system components. The power supply of the dimmer is 12 to 24 volt DC, and it is indicated by a green LED, which is present in the RFDA dimmer. And the package includes an integrator antenna, and if in case it is located inside the metal switchboard, you can use an external antenna for better signal reception. The range will be up to 160 meter, that is measured in the open space. Communication is bidirectional. So in the next slide, I will show you how the connection is. Here you can see, as I mentioned here, it is a green LED which shows the power, and a red LED for the status, and internal antenna, programming button, and these are the knobs uh, which can be adjusted for color brightness. And this is the mode, and I will explain this mode, different kind of mode, in the next slide. Like we have RGB mode, color mode, white mode, and 0 to 10 volt. This mode means how we are controlling the RFDA. So if you are controlling it through 0 to 10 volt uh, potentiometer, then you can switch it to 0 to 10 volt. Or if you are using this dimmer as a 3 separate LED, individual LED, so you can choose it as RF white. And if you need to control it through, so anyway, I will explain it in the next slide. So this diagram shows how to do the connection for the RGB strip. So plus minus 12 volt or 24 volt connect to this terminal UN and ground, and then RGB strips to red, green, and blue respectively. And if you need to connect single LED, then this is how you need to connect. And if you have any external control like 0 to 10 volt control or any knob, then you can connect it to here, this input, where it control individual red, it control individual green, like that. So here it shows the different control mode. So as I mentioned before, in RF RGB control, if you are selecting the knob to RF RGB, then the control will be, this mode enables the control of color and brightness of LED RGB strips. The default color of the RF transmitter button are fixed. So if you are using it with our RF system controllers like RF WB or RF key or RF IM, the buttons are fixed to the color, so you don't need to program any particular color. So it will be assigned automatically. And if you are choosing the RF color mode, then this mode enables control of color and brightness of LED RGB strips. The color of RF controller buttons are not fixed, so uh, you can assign each color to each buttons, and it can be controlled through RF controllers or RF system unit like RF touch, RF pilot, ELAN RF, our gateway. And in RF white mode, this mode enables to use 3 output channels for connecting 3 independent circuits of single color LED. So you can connect 3 different LED, 3 different color of single LEDs strips. That means uh, RFDA 73M can be controlled as 3 independent actuator RFDA 71M. That means RFDA 71 means single channel actuator. So this 73 can be act as 3 RFDA 71. So each uh, light can be controlled individually. So in this feature, in this mode, you will not get the color change. You will get only the brightness dimming and brightening. and you can control it through our system controllers, RF controllers like RFWB, RF key, RFIM, and also you can control it through RF touch, ELAN RF, our gateway, and you can control it through the mobile application as well. So in the next diagram, it is shown how to control it through the 0 to 10 volt. So this RF DC RF DAC 3-04B is the bus analog controller. So that means you can use this RGB strip uh, in the bus system, and you can control it through the bus system units. Like if you have any uh, EST or EST3 touch control panel, and you can control the RGB through the bus controller. So input, not only our bus system, you can connect any 0 to 10 volt input to this RGB LED dimmer. So it can be controlled. It can be connected to individual input like 0 to 10 volt, and you can hence control. So next kind of dimmer is universal dimmer, where you can connect all kind of loads, like as I mentioned before, R, L, C, LED, and ESL. So R means the classic LED bulbs. L type means a halogen bulb with wounded transformer. C with halogen or any LED lights with electronic transformer. ESL means dimmable energy saving lamps, and a LED, normal LED source. So this actuator can be combined with the detectors, controllers, or any other RF system elements. Like if you can connect our motion sensor and to create a logic, like when the sensor detects the lights on or lights dim to lights bright into a particular level, you can set all these things. 6 functions are available, and smooth start and smooth stop with time settings to 2 seconds to 30 minutes. Universal dimmer can also control by up to 25 system components. Control input for connecting an existing wired button. So here you see at the terminal S, where you can connect any existing button or external button. It will get a range up to 200 meter, which is measured in open space. And the main advantage is like it is a box uh, type of design, which is helpful for the existing installation. You can install it near the lights, or you can put it near to the light inside the ceiling, or kept it inside the box. This is how we need to do the wiring. So before connecting the load, you should know which kind of load it is, and you should select the channel, and you should assign the which kind of mode is connecting to the load. So you should first make or first adjust the channel to a particular load, then only you can connect the kind of load to the uh, dimmer. So I will there is one video in the next slide. I will show you how to set the mode. Like if you are connecting the inductive load, then select the mode inductive in the dimming actuator, then only the dimming function properly, otherwise it will affect the dimmer. So this is how the first image shows how to connect it to the inductive load, like transformer is connecting to the output and neutral. And in the second image, it is shown how to connect it to the capacitive load. The ballast is directly connected to the dimming actuator. And in the third image, it is shown how to connect LED, ESL, or resistive type of load. It can be directly connected to the dimmer. So make sure that it should be selected a particular the same mode in the actuator before connecting the load to the actuator. Also, the selecting light should be mentioned as dimmable, otherwise it will not function properly. So we have the module type universal dimmer also, RF DEL71, which is single channel, and RF DEL76, which is a 6 channel, and 7 functions are available. It is almost similar to the box type. All the features are available, other than the change in number of channels and the change in number of design. So here I will show how the connection of the RFDAC. So here you will see the power indication and the RF antenna. These are the individual buttons for individual channels and the status LEDs for individual channel. And you can group this channel. If you have a similar kind of load in these 3 channel, you can group it and you can pair, you can do the functioning or pairing in only one button, which replicates in other but other channels also. I will show it in, I have a video in the next slide which shows how to group these channels together and how to select mode. Also, here you see to connect the output, and here you will connect the external buttons as an input. The load will be connected here, and maximum 150 watts can be connected here. And also there is a possibility that you can combine the load, so that if you have one circuit with more than 150 watt, you can short this and you can use this as a 300 watt. So you can combine the load also. So here I will explain how to choose the mode and how to select the mode in the dimming actuators. So first you should, as I mentioned before, you should be aware that which load you are going to connect to the dimmer. If it is a resistive load, then the particular channel will be of the resistive mode. So how you can confirm it is a resistive mode means the LED will flash 4 times. That means it is in that channel is in the LED mode, that channel in the resistive mode, so that you can connect resistive load to that channel. So this is very important. You should select the channel. You should select the mode to the particular channel, individual channel. Then you can connect the particular load to the same channel. So to set up the mode, you have to click the program button or the channel button 4 times. It will enter it into the setup mode function. And if the LED is flashing 4 times, you can confirm that it is in the R or C mode, and it is double flashing in a second, then that means it is in the inductive mode. So to change the mode, if it is in the resistive mode, if you want to change it to the inductive mode, you can press the controller which is assigned to the channel. If you press 1 time, it will switch to the another mode. So also you should be aware that before selecting the mode, one controller should be paired to one channel so that you can switch to another mode. So you will be I know it is a bit confusing. You will be clear when you see the video. The video is in the next slide. Also here shows how to group the channel. So the pressing the program button at the same time, all the programming button. If you need 1, 2, 3 channels together, press the 3 channel together and switch on the power supply. Will merge the selected channel to a one group. So you can create more groups, but make sure that each channel, that means if you have 6 channel, you cannot use one channel in 2 groups. So each channel can only be assigned to one group. Also, you can check the correct settings of group, or you can know which groups are together using the group indication function. So I will show you it in the next video. Also, you can delete the entire group by pressing the program button 1 and then connecting the power supply will delete the entire group.
So in this video, I'm going to show you how to select different modes in the dimming actuator. So unlike other dimming actuator, we don't have the potentiometer here to select the load. So we have to do it through the program button. So I will show you how to select different type of mode using this. So as I mentioned before, there are two type of modes. One is RC mode, which we can connect resistive type load and capacitive type load, and the other mode is inductive mode, L mode. So you can also see these setup details in the installation manual of the selected dimming actuator. So here, first you need to switch on the dimming actuator and then the program button. So if each channel you have to do the different type of load selection. So you can, so there is a possibility that for 6 channel actuator, you can program each mode for each channel. So you cannot mix different type of load in one channel. So if you are selecting one channel, then use a similar type of load in the respective channel. So if you are programming the channel 1 in the RC mode, so use only resistive load to connect to that channel. So if you are programming channel 2 in an inductive mode, then use only inductive mode in that channel. Also, if you are programming a particular load in a channel 1, then before selecting the mode, you should pair one controller to the respective channel. Then only you can do the programming. So here I have programmed this to the channel 1. So to select the mode, you have to press here 4 times. Here the LED is flashing 4 times. So that means it is in a RC mode. To change the mode, you have to press the controller. So this means LED is flashing 2 times. So now it is in inductive mode. So to go back to the resistive and capacitive mode, press again. So now it is in for flashing. So that means this is in a resistive and capacitive mode. So like that, you can program all the other channels. So to go out of the programming mode, just press again. It will go out of the programming mode. So now I'm going to show you how to combine channels into group, so that if you are using all 6 channels, the similar kind of load like resistive or LED lights, then you don't need to program each channel individually. You can program it like a channel. Or if you have 1, 2, 3 channel a similar kind of load and you need a similar kind of function, then you can group it. So I will show you how to group it. So press the programming button of the channels you want to use together, like you want to group together. So I will select first 3 channels. So I need to press and hold it here and then switch on the power and then release. And now we can see that this 2 is not responding. That means this is programmed to channel 1. But if we press here, these lights will glow and this will not glow. That means it is programmed to the channel 1. I mean group to the channel 1. So if you want to create more groups, then select the other channels and do the same steps, then it will also be uh, merged to one group. So please note that each channel can be assigned to only one group. So you cannot assign one channel to two groups. That means if you paired this third channel to the group one, and you cannot pair the third to the group two. That means with the other but other channels. Also, there is an indicator button shows how many channels are paired, or it will indicate how many channels are grouped. So if you want to see that, uh, switch off the power supply and then press the channel 6 and then switch on the power supply. See, first three grouped, and then all lights blinked. So that means the first three will be in one group, and then four individual, five individual, and six individual, like that. Also, to delete the group, switch off the power supply, press the programming button 1 and power on. So this will delete all the existing group and it will be reset to the initial stage. So now if you press the button, all will work individually.
Okay, so now I will explain different functions, how to program these functions to the uh, to the individual channels. So these functions are available. The first function is like when you press the button for less than uh, uh, zero point 0.5 second, the light illuminates and goes out by pressing. So here in the graph, you see less than 5 second light glows, and if you press less than 5 second, it stops. Also, if you press more than 0.5 second, then the light will start slowly increasing. That means fluid brightness will occur, and after releasing the button, the brightness level is saved in the memory, and the pressing short later will switch off or on the intensity, means coming to this intensity. The function 2 is same, but here the timing is a little bit different. Like it is 3 seconds. Here it is time is more or less like 0.5 second. So in lighting, light scene function 3, here by pressing the button for less than 0.5 second, light fluidity illuminates for a period of 3 seconds. So that means it will not glow immediately to 100%. It will gradually increase to 100%. That means in a time of 3 seconds. And if you switch off also, it will gradually decrease to 0. So that is a difference in the light function 3. And also if you press more than 0.5 second, it slowly increase the brightness. That means the fluid intensity slowly increase, and then you can switch off also. Like in 3 seconds, it will go to 0 brightness. So in the light scene function 4, by pressing the program button for 5 seconds, the light illuminates immediately, and if you press again, it will go out to the 0 level with the time of 3 seconds. So the other function is function sunrise. So here, if you press for less than 0.5 second, the light will glow, and the light will glow like the light will bright like a sunshine, and you can set the time. So after pressing the program button, the light begins to illuminate in the programmed time interval in a range of 2 to 30 minutes. So if you program for 5 minutes, then the light slowly uh, illuminate. If you press the button, it will take 5 minutes to illuminate it to the 100%. brightness level, or if you set to a different percentage of set level, it will take 5 minutes to glow to that level. Also, the function sunset is the opposite of the sunrise. If you switch off, then it will go out to the 0% brightness with the programmed time interval, that is from 2 to 30 seconds. So I will show it in the later video how to do the programming or how to do select the functions for each channel. And the function on off is the normal function. With one button you can switch on and switch off and increase the brightness and decrease the brightness. Function off means with one button you can switch off the function. So the pairing is almost similar, like switching actuator. So remove the battery from the controller, discharge the device, and insert the battery again. And uh, press the button one and keep it pressed until the transmitter starts signaling the laning mode, like LED short flashes. And after that, press the programming button of the receiver, that is dimmer, for 1 second. Will activate the receiver into programming mode. Then you can confirm it by LED flashing 1 second in an interval. And after entering into the programming mode, press the chosen button on the RF transmitter, and then it assigns the function, which function, like on off, function sunrise, function sunset, in the respective channel. So if you press again after doing this, if you press again, it will exit out of the programming mode. That means it will finish programming mode. So to end the learning mode in the transmitter, discharge and replace the battery, and now put it again, and it will work in the operating mode. So this is how it will work. So I will show in the video how to do this. Also, you can delete the complete memory if you are paired with any controller. If you don't want to use it, you can delete a single channel. And also, if you don't want to use any of the channel in the actuator, that means in the previous we have 6 channel actuator. If you don't want to use any controller, if you want to reset it, you can press the program button for more than 8 seconds. Will delete the entire memory. So before going to see the video, the pairing video, I just want to give you some additional information. So do not mix more than one type of light source to one channel. Like if you are using single channel, use only one type of load. Either it is resistive or capacitive or LED. So use one type of load to one channel. And for those lights, energy saving bulbs which are not labeled as dimmable cannot be used. And as I mentioned before, the modes, different modes, if an incorrect setting of the type of light source affect the extent and the dimming function of the dimmer. Incorrect setting of type of load can cause overheating of the dimmer, but this will not affect anything in the load. That lights will not affect, but the dimmer may affect. So maximum number of light source depend on the internal structure. So you should always check the technical parameter, the amperage rating or watt details before connecting the maximum number of lights. The power factor of dimmable LED and ESL bulbs ranges from 0.95 to zero point 0.4. So the maximum load may be obtained by multiplying the load capacity with the power factor. So it will not be same as the wattage mentioned in the bulb. So you should multiply with power factor to get the correct load. Only for LED lights. External button. If you're connecting external button, it will be superior command to the RF unit. It will override the RF touch, and it will block for 5 seconds the RF signal. So I will now show you the video.
Now we will see how to do the programming or pairing uh, different controllers to the dimming actuator and to use different function. So here I have RFDEL76M, which has 6 channels and up to 8 functions can be supported to this one, as I mentioned before. So I connected this light. This is the LED type light, which is connected to the channel 1. Like here, this is the output, and I have connected the neutral to the main neutral here, and the power supply 230 volt is connected to the dimmer, and the channel 1 is programmed to the RC mode because I have used the LED light. So make sure that the LED lights you choose is dimmable one, otherwise it may affect the function of the dimmer. So let's get started. So I will program, or I will pair the function 1 to the controller here, like the first button. So for that we have to press the programming button for more than 1 second, which will enter into the programming mode. So we can confirm this by the blinking of LED in 1 second, and then press this button. Like if you need function 1, then tap 1 time. If you need function 2, tap 2 time. Function 3, 3 time, like that. So I need function 1, so I press 1 time. I think it is not, yeah, press 1 time and then exit out of the programming mode. Okay, so we will test whether this will work or not. Yeah, so when one press it on and in the other press it goes off. So we will see the dimming function. With the long press it brightens, you can see there, and again if you press long press it dims. Yeah, so that means this function 1 is working properly. Okay, so now I will pair the function sunrise to the channel 1. So I will pair this button, the second button, to the channel 1 in the function sunrise. The function sunrise means after pressing the program button, this one, the light begins to illuminate in the program time interval in a range of 2 to 30 minutes. So if we program this button for 5 seconds, then if we press, it will take 5 seconds to illuminate. So that is this function. So we will do the programming. So press and hold for more than 1 second to enter into programming mode. That means LED is flashing, and then we need function 5, that means function sunrise. So tap 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to enter into the programming mode, press the programming button longer than 5 seconds. Will activate it into timing mode. That means LED flashes 2 times, and if we remove the hand from there, then the count starts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we press again, then the count stops, and then exit the programming mode. So we will see, will it work or not. Yeah, so it will take 5 seconds to illuminate it to 100% brightness. So 1, 2, 3,
4, 5. Yeah, now it becomes full bright in 5 seconds. Okay, so now we will program function sunset in another glass panel in the button 1. So for that, the same channel 1. So to enter in the programming mode, press and hold for more than 1 second. It entered the programming mode. So to program or to use the function 6 in this button, tap for 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to enter into the timing mode, press and hold for more than 5 seconds. LED flashes 2 times and counting starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So enter out of the programming mode. Yeah. So we will test it. So here okay.